Hi, I'm Shannon McGee, strategic business coach and franchise owner with Network in Action and NIAX here in the metropolitan Nashville area. And today I have Ryan Page with Back Pocket CPA. Thanks for joining me today, Ryan.
Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. Like how I know you recently started your company, but you've got this
Yeah.
great backstory.
Yeah, I've always known that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and work for myself. And the kind of straw that broke the camel's back recently was having young kids and wanting to be home, be able to put them down for naps and really enjoy um, doing that. And so, yeah, I've always been in finance and accounting. Um, Started Back Pocket CPA recently uh, after being in finance for a few years and just really, honing the skills.
Yeah, so you got that experience in different pieces of that financial puzzle, so you bring more to the table. One of the things I
Exactly.
find really interesting, Ryan, is that you have chosen a very niche, like kind of specialty market that I love. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so we focus on digital marketing agencies, kind of ranging in scope from a full service marketing agency that's doing website full like web design, social media management, all that good stuff, all the way down to just little pieces of that, content creation, video, social media. So yeah, it's been fun. Kind of landed there after just working with different agencies and spotting the problem over consistently over them.
I love that because sometimes people go, wow, that's just really niche. But the point of is that with your expertise, you dig in and have an experience that others don't have, right? To help them through that process. We were talking earlier, and I heard you mention something about kind of you've kind of systematized this too. Like you're not just like hand me your books. Tell us a
Yeah.
little bit more about kind of what your plan, your structure for your clients looks like.
So we have a four-step system or process that we run through. We call it our back pocket operating system. And it's basically the framework that we install that is helping develop and streamline those systems. So the big thing that we notice is one, a lot of agencies and companies further don't have solid client profitability. They don't have any systems to be able to see how profitable clients are. And so that's one area where we help install the system there. But back to our operating system, basically we come in, we find what's wrong, we then fix the leaks, and then we build out forecast on top of that, and then we fortify the foundation. And then as we do all of that, basically the business grows, we find more problems, we fix them, we forecast it, we fortify it, and the cycle repeats as the business grows.
I love that. So, if someone was a marketing, content creation, kind of in that space, what are some of the pain points like that they might be experiencing so they know, just reach out and talk to you? Like, what are some of those things that they might consider, hey, just give me a call if you're experiencing some of these things?
I think the biggest is along the lines of profitability and like they sh feel like they should be more profitable. They don't know their client profitability. Just I mean it's there's a lot of moving pieces, right? There's the labor, spreading your labor among many clients and like utilization and all that stuff. So I think that's the biggest pain point. One that I find is masked is cash flow issues because it's like they're usually retainer based projects. They're usually retainer based projects.
Yeah.
So cash is always coming in every month. But when you have down months, like they're steadily declining, and then they get a big loan or a loan or a big payment in ad spend. And so I notice a declining cash flow trend in a lot of them that's masked.
That's interesting. There's a lot of people that think that the company's success is from top line revenue.
Yeah.
And they miss all the but I'm making this much money. So one thing is like, hey, I'm making this much money, but I'm
Hmm.
not making this much money. That's like a great reason to call you, Ryan.
Yeah.
So with that, if someone wanted to reach you, what's the best way to reach you?
Best way to reach us is my email's Ryan at backpocketcpas.com. That comes straight to me, or you can go to my website, backpocketcpas.com. I
Perfect.
do want to on what you said there.
Yeah.
You're right that a lot of people across the business world focus on top line revenue. It's kind of like a measuring stick, I guess. But what I always tell people is to focus on the margin. It's
Yeah.
all about one, consistent gross margins, and then is that enough gross margin to service the rest of the business and ultimately you as the owner? And that's where there's not a lot of visibility.
Yeah, it's important to have a strong financial partner. And I will add a financial partner who will take your call and be available. Because
Yes.
there's a lot of folks out there that are not so responsive in the
Yep.
financial space. And so, if you're a small to medium sized business and you're growing, it's important to have that accounting and financial partner. And I highly recommend if you're in the digital marketing space, reach out to Ryan.
Yep. I agree.
Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.